Okay, today in math we did lesson 8.4, which is unit 8, lesson 4, and we talked about comparing fractions. We started out with a math message and I asked them if 1/4 was greater than 1/5, and the story I used was Jonah has 20 marbles. 1/4 of them are blue, 1/5 of them are yellow. Which one is a greater number of marbles? And they used counters, they used dots, other arrays, sorting to figure it out and come up with their answers. And we had a lot of good examples of answers, and we did, of course, come up to the answer that 1/4 was greater. And in building on that, I used something like this. I explained this to them. I showed this on the overhead, and I said, okay, this is one whole, and this is the activity we did. And then we went to halves. This is 1/2. There are 2 halves in every whole, or 2/2, because we explained that fractions are numerator and denominator are the same, then it's one whole. So if you have a pizza, again, that's not cut any pieces, and you eat 1 out of 1 piece, then you ate the whole pizza. If your pizza is cut in half, you eat 2 out of 2 pieces, you ate the whole pizza. Same with 4 and 4, 8 and 8. This helps them understand as fractions are broken down. So we started with this, and we went, fourths, eighths, and then we went into thirds, and then sixths. And this one we're going to let them do as they should, as they want. So I showed this to them, equivalent fractions, and we compared. Okay, 3/4 is here, and then 7/8 is right between 3/4, 5/8, and then they compared thirds, where 2/3 is a little bit past 5/8, and then 5/6 is like between 3/4. It's more than 3/4, but less than 7/8. So we just kind of made some comparisons in discussion about the different sizes of fractions with a different denominator, how they can represent different sizes and compare them to different fractions. After talking about that, then we went into the activity, and the activity had them cut those, and so they took these again and they cut these out. We all cut them out, and this is before the writing. I did the writing on them. So they cut out their blank lesson sheets, and they all look like this. And so what they were to do is take their math journals and find the one that says 1 whole. And we said, okay, let's glue this one on, and we have 1 whole. So they glued that on, and that was fine. Nobody had trouble with that, I hope. But that went really well. As you can see, the numbers 0 and 1. Then we went to the halves, and this is the half piece that we used. And I had them fold it in half like you would, evenly. And they folded it in half. And then in the crease, we drew a line and a 1/2. And then they glued it on. And this went all the way down. We did fourths. We folded it in 1 time, and halves, and then into fourths. And again, they took, starting with halves, they drew a line, 1/2, and then we talked about what is we're in fourths now. What's 1/4? Is it less than a half or more than a half? It's less than a half. It's only 1 out of 4. This is divided into 4 pieces. This is the first piece. 1/4, draw the line, 1/4. And then this is the third piece. So this would be 3/4. And we did this all the way down, 8ths, thirds, and 6ths. And in 8ths, of course, you would fold it. And fold it. And of course, I missed my last fold. And those of you who have time constraints, feel free to fast forward to the end. But I do feel it's important to show every example here just to get you where we're going. Again, I started with 1/2. Then I went to 1 or 3/4, just so we can be consistent. I went over here to 1/4, and then we broke it down into 8ths. This is 1 out of 8, and then this is 2 out of 8 because it's your second section. Here's your third section out of 8, so this is 3 out of 8. This is your fourth section, so that is 4 out of 8. Here's your fifth section. This is 5 sections out of 8. And then 3/4 is your sixth section, so it would also be 6 out of 8, and we made the connection, oh wait a minute, they're both doubles. 6 over 8 is also 2 3s and 2 4s, and just so they get that in their head a little bit. And then this is 7 out of 8. So we did the eighths, and then we went to thirds, which is a different denominator. It is a odd number, and so we had them fold this into thirds. So what I had them do is just take this, fold it on the line this way, and then fold it on the line this way. It really doesn't matter. I mean, ultimately you can do it this way, but I like when it sticks out like this. So either way, you could fold it like half like this. And not important how you do it. Just get their crease real good so they can write in it. Alright, so they got their thirds. They go to here. This is your first section, 1 out of 3. And this is your second section, 2 out of 3. Okay. And then now we're going to go to sixth. And to do this, we just simply folded this right here. Just fold it up to this line, and then fold it up to this line. And then I told him to fold it one more time because we're going to sixth. And so with sixths, I asked them what would be 1/6. What can we compare? Is there anything similar here that we could do? Do you see anything similar and above that, above what you see here? And they're saying, okay, well, let's see. I have 1/3. Okay, we can do 1/3. Okay, we have 2/3 over here. Okay. Okay, so now that's 1/3 of it. What is this? We're breaking 1/3 in half of our piece that's broken a sixth. This is one of our 6 pieces. And then 1/3 is also how many of our pieces? 2/6. So we go here, and our third piece out of 6 is 3 out of 6. And we talked about, you know, where is this? There was this line up. What could 3 out of 6 also be? And some made a connection to halves. Then we went to 4 out of 6 and 5 out of 6. And so they glued all these in, and then the rest of the way we had them do whatever they wanted to do, or I had them do whatever they wanted to do with the last piece. And that was pretty much it. We're just trying to develop an understanding, once we got this done, of comparing fractions and how 3/6 is also 1/2. They're equivalent fractions. You know, 7/8 is very close to being to 5/6, and just making connections to all of these fractions to build on our knowledge and to grow into converting fractions to make them equal. And after that, the home link